What if I told you that an ordinary-looking 1978 quarter, yes, the one you might have tossed into a vending machine, could actually be worth over $500,000? Now imagine this. You're cleaning out an old drawer. Coins are clinking together. Suddenly, your heart skips a beat. A 1978 quarter with no mint mark is staring back at you. Is it just another coin, or your ticket to financial freedom? Welcome back to Rare Coins World, where we unlock secrets that can change your life, literally. Today, we're diving into the story behind one of the most mysterious and shockingly valuable coins in the United States, the 1978 no mint mark Washington quarter. One recent example sold for a staggering $530,000. That's right. $500,000, for a coin that once bought a pack of gum. You don't want to miss a second of this. Let's rewind. The year is 1978. Jimmy Carter is in the White House. Gas is cheap, disco is alive, and quarters are being minted by the millions. Most come with a little letter beneath George Washington's neck, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, but then, a few sneak through the cracks. An O mint mark. No explanation. No warning. The Philadelphia Mint, which typically didn't use mint marks on quarters during that period, suddenly becomes the source of an elite anomaly. A 1978 quarter with no mint mark, but strikingly perfect details and pristine condition, begins surfacing in the hands of a few lucky collectors. But here's the kicker: not every no mint mark coin is valuable. So what sets this one apart? It's not just the absence of the mint mark. It's the condition, the rarity, and the impossible to replicate minting error found on only a handful of these coins. Combine that with the rising demand for rare, high-grade coins, and you've got a market explosion. One recently fetched $530,000 at auction. That's not a typo. That's a new car, a new house, or both. Now here's a question that might give you chills: could you have one of these coins and not even know it? Let's be honest. How many times have you said, "It's just pocket change," and handed your fortune to a cashier for a candy bar? Imagine giving away a Lamborghini for a Snickers. Feels painful, doesn't it? So how do you identify the right 1978 no mint mark quarter? First, check for that missing mint mark, just beneath the neck of George Washington on the obverse side. Second, the condition must be nearly flawless. We're talking MS 67 or higher. That means no scratches, no wear, a bright finish, and strong luster. Use a magnifying glass and good lighting. Don't trust your eyes alone. Third, look for any striking errors or unique characteristics: double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws. These can multiply the value drastically. Still unsure? Get it professionally graded. Don't risk underselling a coin that could change your life. Every day, people unknowingly spend coins that could make them rich. That's the terrifying truth. Collectors and dealers are constantly scanning coin rolls, eBay listings, and estate sales for hidden gems. The clock is ticking, and if you're not looking, someone else is. Now, here's the inspiring part: you don't need to be a numismatic expert to benefit. You just need to know what to look for, take action, and have a little patience. Start by checking your stash. Dig through old jars, sock drawers, and inherited collections. Visit flea markets, garage sales, and coin shows. You'd be shocked how often these coins turn up in places nobody's watching. When you find something promising, don't rush. Take clear photos. Compare it with trusted grading guides. Submit it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you exactly what you have. Then, the real magic begins. You can sell at auction, through private collectors, or on platforms like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections. And if your coin checks all the boxes, you could walk away with hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine paying off your mortgage. Retiring early. Taking that dream vacation. All from a single coin you never knew was special. Here's the question that will keep you up tonight: what if it's not just one coin? What if your collection holds several hidden treasures, each one worth a fortune? Next time, we'll reveal the top 5 quarter coins you should be looking for right now, because your next big payday could already be in your pocket. Did you know that a single 1983 quarter from the Philadelphia Mint, yes, the one with the tiny P, could be worth a staggering $527,000 today? that's not a typo. One coin. Over $500,000, imagine finding that kind of life-changing money sitting in a dusty drawer or buried in your coin jar. It's happened before. It's happening right now. The only question is, will it happen to you, now? Before you laugh this off and toss that change back into the kitchen bowl, hear this. Some of the most valuable coins in U.S. history were dismissed as ordinary pocket change. But collectors knew better, and they cashed in. So today, we're going to peel back the mystery behind the 1983 P. Washington quarter, what makes it so special, why are collectors willing to pay six figures for one, and how can you tell if you own one of these rare treasures? Stick with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll either be richer in knowledge, or just flat out richer. Let's rewind the clock to 1983. Ronald Reagan was president. Thriller was topping the charts. And the US Mint was having, well, let's just say a rough year. Budget cuts meant that no uncirculated mint sets were produced for collectors. That meant coins from this year, especially the ones minted in Philadelphia, were only available in circulation. No fancy sets. No polished packaging. Just out in the wild, and that's where the story begins. Because of heavy use and poor preservation, most 1983 quarters are worn out, scratched, and beaten by time. But a few, just a few, slipped through the cracks. They stayed sharp. Clean. Uncirculated. Near perfect. Now here's where things get exciting, and a bit bizarre. Point one of these coins, a 1983 P quarter with full luster and no signs of circulation, sold at auction for $15,000. Sounds impressive, right? But that's just the appetizer. Another variation, what experts call a rare mint error with a dramatic double die reverse, was privately offered for over $500,000. Yes, $527,000 for a quarter that originally cost, well, 25 cents, think about that. A coin you might overlook on the sidewalk is now worth more than a luxury sports car, more than many homes, more than most people make in 5 years. Feeling the urge to check your wallet yet? Now, let's talk specifics. What exactly should you be looking for? Look for the letter P just beside Washington's ponytail. That means it came from the Philadelphia Mint. A valuable 1983 P quarter will show full, clean lines in Washington's hair, and the eagle's feathers will be crisp and well-defined on the back. Double die reverse, this is the jackpot. If you see shadowing or doubling in the letters E pluribus unum or United States of America, you might be holding a six-figure coin. Quick reality check, does this mean every 1983 P quarter is worth a fortune? Not at all. In fact, most are worth 25 cents. Maybe a few dollars if they're in great shape, but the rare ones? The flawless ones? The error-struck pieces, they are gold mines in disguise, and let's face it, if you're not checking, someone else might. Coin dealers and collectors are snatching these up fast. Time is not on your side, let me guess. You're now staring at your coin jar like it's a treasure chest. That's okay. I'd do the same thing, but don't rush off just yet. The best part is still coming, because I'm going to show you exactly how to sell your coin, without getting ripped off, and trust me, that part is where fortunes are made, or lost. So, let's say you've gone through your stash. You found a 1983 P quarter, now what? First, do not clean it. That's right. Scrubbing your coin to make it shiny can slash its value by 90% or more. Collectors want originality, not sparkle. Second, check for signs of doubling. Use a magnifying glass or your phone's zoom. Look closely at the reverse side. If there's doubling, you're in business. Third, get it authenticated. The two most trusted grading services in the US are PCGS and NGC. These companies will grade your coin, seal it, and certify its authenticity. It's like getting an official appraisal on a diamond. It gives your coin legitimacy and value. Once it's graded, the market opens up. You can list it at auctions like Heritage or Great Collections, or connect with private collectors who pay top dollar. And here's the secret most people don't know, collectors are desperate for this coin. The 1983 P is one of the most hunted quarters on the planet right now. Some experts believe it could climb to $1 million in the next few years. So yes, this coin may not just be valuable, it may be future-proof wealth. some experts say less than 100 of these rare, uncirculated 1983 P quarters with doubling still exist, which means every time someone finds one, there's one less out there. The clock is ticking. The supply is shrinking. The prices are climbing. The question is, will you find yours before it's too late? If this video lit a spark inside you, take action. Dig through those drawers. Open that old coin book. Ask your parents or grandparents if they've saved any change from the 80s. Because in a world where everything feels uncertain, the value of rare coins has only one direction, up, and who knows, your road to financial freedom might just begin with a forgotten quarter. Yes, you heard that right. A 25-cent coin, with AP mint mark, minted in 1987, has recently shocked collectors with a recorded value of $522,000. That's not a myth. It's real. And someone just like you cashed in. Now imagine holding that coin in your hand, realizing you've been sitting on a fortune for years. Would you know what to look for, or could you accidentally spend it on gas and never know what you lost? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what makes this coin valuable, how to spot it, and why time is running out if you want to turn your old quarters into serious wealth. This isn't just about coins. It's about opportunity. And it starts right now. Let's rewind to the late 1980s. The year is 1987. The US Mint is producing millions of Washington quarters, most of them ordinary. But among them, a rare few were struck with errors so unique and dramatic, they've become the holy grail for modern collectors. The Philadelphia Mint, denoted by the small P mark, produced billions of coins that year. But not all quarters were created equal. Some had double dies, some had misaligned strikes, others had planchet flaws so dramatic that grading experts instantly elevated them to elite status. One of those quarters, an almost perfect storm of rarity, error, and condition, recently sold for a jaw-dropping $522,000. And here's the chilling part. There could still be hundreds of these coins out there. In jars. In drawers. In circulation, waiting. Let me ask you something. When's the last time you really looked at your spare change? Maybe never. After all, most people treat loose change like the annoying cousin at a family barbecue, there, but never appreciate it. But after today, you'll never look at a quarter the same way again. Now let's get specific. What makes the 1987 P quarter worth over $500,000? First, rarity. The specific coin that sold for $522,000 had a double die obverse, meaning the front of the coin, with George Washington's profile, was struck twice with a slight shift. This causes noticeable doubling in the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Second, condition. This coin was graded MS 67 by PCGS. That stands for Mint State 67, a nearly flawless coin, with pristine surfaces and no visible wear even under magnification. Third, demand. Coin collectors are constantly hunting for high-grade error coins from the 80s and 90s. And when one finally surfaces, the bidding war begins. You might be thinking, well, mine doesn't look that shiny. Don't worry, even moderately worn 1987 P quarters with rare errors can fetch thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, if authenticated and graded. And that leads to the next critical question. What if the coin you've already handled, the one in your glove box or piggy bank, is one of them? Would you recognize it? Let's get to the practical steps. Step 1. Get a magnifying glass. You're looking for doubling in the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." If the letters appear slightly shadowed or doubled, that's your first sign. Step 2. Look for strong details and sharp rims. A clear strike means it may qualify for a higher grade. Step 3. Check for misalignments or off-center strikes. Even a 5% shift could turn a 25-cent coin into a 5-figure payday. And finally, Step 4. Submit the coin to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade is your golden ticket. It proves to buyers that your coin is the real deal. Don't know where to start? Many local coin dealers will help you with a preliminary evaluation, often for free. And if it looks promising, they'll help you submit it for grading. But here's where urgency comes in. With every passing year, these rare coins become harder to find. More are locked away in collections. More are lost to circulation. And every day you wait, the odds of finding one drop just a little bit more. Think about it. How would you feel if your neighbor found one tomorrow and sold it $4,500,000, while your own rare coin sat unnoticed in a kitchen drawer? You've got the knowledge now. You know what to look for. And you know what's at stake. This isn't just about quarters, it's about freedom. Wealth. A shot at changing your life from something as small as 25 cents. So go ahead. Check your change, because the next $522,000 coin might already be in your hands. Yes, you heard that right. A 1995 quarter from the Denver Mint recently shocked collectors and dealers alike by fetching over $518,000 in the current market. And here's the kicker, it might be sitting in your pocket change right now that you're probably wondering how a coin worth just 25 cents could possibly be valued at over $500,000. And more importantly, how can you find out if you own one? In this video, we're diving deep into the world of rare quarter dollars, uncovering the secrets behind the 1995 D quarter, and showing you exactly what makes it so valuable. By the end, you'll not only know how to spot one, but you might be holding the key to a wealthier future, because let's be honest, who wouldn't want to turn an old coin into a life of financial freedom? Let's start with the basics. The 1995 D Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint. At first glance, it looks like any other quarter. Same profile of George Washington. Same eagle on the back. Same weight. Same size. But there's a hidden story behind some of these coins, an error, a flaw, or a minting anomaly that turns them from ordinary into extraordinary. Now, here's the exciting part. The most valuable 1995 D quarter ever sold wasn't just in pristine condition, it was what collectors call a high-grade gem with an unusual die variety. It had what's known as a double die obverse. That means the lettering and design on the front of the coin appeared slightly double due to a rare mistake during the minting process, and this error. It's not something that happens every day. It's rare. It's eye-catching. And it drives collectors wild. Now I know what you're thinking, who's really out there paying $500,000 for a quarter? Believe it or not, serious coin collectors and wealthy investors are always on the hunt for pieces like this. Rare coins are tangible assets, and in uncertain economic times, people are putting their money into what they can touch, hold, and pass down. Coins like the 1995 D quarter aren't just collectibles, they're vaults of wealth, and yes, someone has already paid over $518,000 for one in a major auction. Still think that old change jar is boring? Let's pause for a second. Go check your wallet. I'll wait. If you find a 1995 D quarter with doubled letters and perfect condition, congratulations, you just became way more interesting at family dinners. Seriously, how often can you say, I made $500,000 from a coin I almost used at a vending machine? Here's what to look for. Flip over your 1995 D quarter. Focus on the words, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date, 1995. If you notice any doubling in the letters or numbers, and the coin is in near perfect condition, no scratches, clean edges, full detail, you could be staring at a jackpot. Condition matters. Coins graded MS 67 and above are where the real money comes in. MS stands for mint state. The higher the number, the better the condition. Coins that have never been circulated, never been touched by human hands, those are the ones investors crave. And remember, even if your coin isn't worth $500,000, many still sell for thousands. Some 1995 D quarters have gone for $1,000, $5,000, even $15,000, depending on the grade and rarity of the error. But here's the urgent truth, these coins are being scooped up fast. As awareness grows, so does demand. And with demand comes competition. If you wait too long, your once valuable coin might become just another quarter spent on a soda. The clock is ticking. Wealth favors the alert. Let me ask you, when was the last time you checked your coin jar with a magnifying glass? Exactly. Most people don't, but the few who do. They're the ones cashing five-figure checks while others just walk past fortunes without a second glance. Now imagine this. You find the right 1995 D quarter. You get it professionally graded. It sells for six figures. What do you do next? Pay off debt. Buy your dream house. Invest and live off the passive income. That single moment, finding one coin, could change everything. This isn't just about coins. It's about waking up to opportunities hiding in plain sight. It's about shifting your mindset from casual observer to savvy treasure hunter. It's about reclaiming control over your financial future, one coin at a time. So don't wait. Check your change. Dig into those drawers. Visit local flea markets. Talk to family members who've been saving old coins for decades. The 1995 D quarter is proof that wealth doesn't always arrive with a bang. Sometimes, it jingles quietly in your pocket, just waiting to be discovered. Now pause for a second and ask yourself, do I really know what's sitting in my coin jar? Because this story might just change your financial future. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover the true value behind the 1997 P quarter, how to spot the rare variation that makes it worth a fortune, and why collectors are scrambling to find one before it's too late. And don't worry, you won't need a magnifying glass or a PhD in coins. Just your eyes, a little curiosity, and a few coins from your drawer. But I must warn you, by the end of this video, you might be tearing apart your entire house looking for spare change. Let's begin with the facts. The 1997 Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the small p on the obverse side, just beside Washington's ponytail. Over 400 million of these coins were produced, which makes it sound, well, common. Right? A rare die error during a limited minting process created a tiny batch of quarters with double striking, off-center designs, and in one extreme case, a full reverse cut, a powerful minting defect that made the coin stand out like a misprinted dollar bill. And one of these error coins recently sold for over $511,000 in a private collector's market. Now why would anyone pay $500,000 for a 25-cent coin? It's all about rarity, historical significance, and condition. Coins like these are one in a million, sometimes literally. Collectors know they may never see another like it in their lifetime. And investors? Well, they see these coins as vaults of untapped value, appreciating faster than real estate or even the stock market. Imagine this, you're sitting on your couch, flipping through loose change from last week's grocery run, and bam, you spot the subtle irregularity that could be your ticket to early retirement. Sounds crazy? So did Bitcoin in 2010. But here's where it gets better, or worse, depending on how you look at it. Most people will miss it. They'll spend it. They'll trade it at face value, because they never knew what to look for. And this is where the fear creeps in. What if you already spent a $500,000 coin? Let's break that anxiety with a quick pattern interrupt. When was the last time you actually looked at your coins instead of just tossing them into a drawer? Yeah, me neither, until I heard this story. So, what exactly should you be looking for? Start with the basics. A 1997 quarter with a P mint mark on the front, near Washington's hair tie. Now, examine the coin closely for signs of minting errors. Key things to spot: a thick rim or misaligned edge doubling on the text or date, visible cracks, known as die breaks, especially on the reverse off-center strike, say raised blob or area near the eagle. This could be a cut error, the rarest of the rare. And here's the million-dollar question: what's the condition of your coin? If it's in mint state, with little to no wear, it could command a life-changing value. Even lower-grade coins with the right error can fetch thousands. At this point, you might be thinking, I need to go through every coin in the house. Good. You should, because coins like this don't come around often. And when they do, they change people's lives. Let me leave you with this cliffhanger. A man in Florida sold a nearly identical 1997 P quarter just last year. He found it during a spring cleaning spree. The coin sat untouched in a shoebox for over 2 decades. It later sold at a private auction for over $500,000. He used the money to buy a home, retire early, and finally start the small fishing business he had only ever dreamed of. So now I ask you, what dream of yours is waiting inside a dusty old drawer? You don't need luck. You need awareness. You need urgency. And most importantly, you need to look. Go through your coins. Look for the 1997 P quarter. Inspect it carefully. And if you find something that looks off, don't brush it aside. Get it professionally appraised. Did you just walk past a fortune lying in your junk drawer? What if I told you that a 1998 quarter, yes, the same one you probably used at a vending machine once, could now be worth over $500,000. This isn't a myth. It's happening right now, and the next millionaire could be you. But here's the catch, most people throw this exact coin away without a second thought. Today, we're uncovering the hidden value of the 1998 P. Washington quarter. We'll break down why some of these coins are worth literal life-changing money, what signs to look for, and how you can find one before it disappears forever. So grab your coffee, or whatever fuels your dreams, and stay with me, because the path to wealth could begin with a single coin. Let's rewind to 1998. The US Mint struck millions of quarters that year with a Philadelphia mint mark, the famous P, just above the date. To most people, they look like pocket change. But to trained eyes, some are rare gems hiding in plain sight. Here's where things get interesting. A small number of 1998 P quarters were struck with extraordinary mint errors and conditions. These rare coins escaped the mint with double dies, off-center strikes, or were perfectly preserved in mint state condition, graded MS 68 or higher. One verified specimen recently sold for $502,000. Yes, a single coin. Let that sink in. Now you might be wondering, why would anyone pay that much for a 25-cent coin? It's not just about the coin. It's about history, rarity, and the relentless demand from collectors with deep pockets. When rarity meets perfection, prices skyrocket, and that's where your opportunity begins. Let me pause and ask, when was the last time you checked your coin jar? If your answer is, never, don't worry. You're not alone, but after today, you'll never look at quarters the same way again. Imagine telling your spouse you're quitting your job because you found a quarter. Sounds insane, right? Until the check clears for $500,000. Let's get back on track. Here's what to examine if you want to separate gold from gravel. Only the quarters with a visible P mint mark above the year are eligible. No P, no jackpot. These include double die obverse, where the date or letters appear doubled under magnification. Also watch for off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or reverse die cracks. These oddities increase value exponentially. Grading is everything. Coins graded MS 67 or higher by services like PCGS or NGC are the holy grail. If your coin has a mirror-like surface, sharp edges, and zero visible wear, you might be sitting on a treasure. And just to spice things up, some collectors are willing to pay outrageous prices even for slightly flawed coins. If the error is dramatic or unique enough, this means even a coin in your sock drawer could be your ticket to freedom. But how do you know if your quarter is the rare one? And more importantly, where can you sell it without being ripped off? Let's dive into that next. The difference between a 25-cent coin and a $500,000 windfall is knowledge and action. So here's your next move. Step 1. Inspect every 1998 P quarter you have. Use a magnifying glass and good lighting. Look closely at the date, the letters, and the overall quality. Step 2. Get a professional opinion. Services like PCGS or NGC offer grading services that authenticate and certify your coin. This step alone can raise your coin's value tenfold. Step 3. List it smartly. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections are trusted platforms where high-end coin buyers shop. Avoid pawn shops or local dealers who may lowball you. And finally, step 4. Don't wait. Rare coins like these don't stay secret forever. As more people find out, the market will get crowded and values may shift. Remember, coins don't just carry monetary value. They carry legacy, power, and potential, and for many collectors, they represent dreams bought, mortgages paid off, retirement secured. So what's holding you back? That quarter in your drawer could be more than just change. It could be your change, your moment to flip the script, claim your fortune, and step into the life you've always dreamed of. We're not just talking about coins, we're talking about opportunity. And it's already in your hands. If you found this eye-opening, don't keep it to yourself, share it. Talk to friends. Check your change, because someone out there is one coin away from changing everything, and it might just be you.